Hello, anybody who's watching this video. You know, your past is made of a bunch of stuff, made of a bunch of memories, a bunch of knowledge, and sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's bad. And you have to stop focusing on the bad stuff, because I know you want to be a kid now. Okay, I know you want to be a kid where school didn't matter, home, you didn't know homework, and you were just living your life, coming home from school, living life, being a kid, doing whatever you want, but you're not a kid anymore, And even when you grow up in your past right now, you can't let those things weigh you down. You can't let them drag you down as you try to go on a journey to be that person, to be that person you always wanted to be. You don't have to be perfect, but you just have to be that better version of yourself, that better person who you're proud of when you were younger. When you're older, when you can look back at your life and say, I'm very proud of myself of where I came. And if you don't, you're gonna regret everything you didn't do because your past, because your past, because in your past you wish that you started it at the time, you started there, and you gotta stop letting it weigh you down, because when me and my girlfriend broke up the other day, she broke up with me, and I found that she cheated on me. But I didn't let that weigh me down, because that was my past. She was my past. I realized that past was bad for me because she lied to me. She manipulated me. She made me feel like a bad person at all times, She made me cry. She made me, almost make me kill myself. But, that was my past, and I was able to let go of it. I was able to heal and grow the right way instead of quick hookups, drinking alcohol, vaping, because I wanted to grow the right way. I wanted to be a better person by growing closer to God, working out, communicating to my friends better, just being a better person to my family, stuff like that. And instead of letting my past drag me down, her dragging me down and giving her the power that she needs to grow over me, I started my business. I started a business, I started this YouTube channel, and I started it, because I know people who would say they would start it for years and years, but they haven't started it. Just do it right now. Nothing is stopping you. Stop saying, I have to bench 400 pounds, I have to learn how to do this. Then if you need to learn how to do it, then learn it. And then when you learn it, do it right away, Stop waiting for that right moment. Stop waiting for your past to act up, because you're waiting for the coulda, woulda, Just do it right now. Stop letting your past drag you. Okay? Forget about the past. That's in the past now. You can't change anything. Because there are a million things that I go in the past and change. But I can't, it's too late. And those are things that, those are things that you can't change no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what you know. As much as anybody wants to go back in the past and change what they did, you can't, and it's too late. You have to realize that you're not a kid anymore, and life is getting real. Okay? I know you want to go in the past, but you can't. It's physically impossible, because what you did in the past is what you did, and you can't change that. You can't change that. It's all about proving, It's all about being that person in the future, being that person, living in the present, and being that person in the future. But stop waiting for that moment, You have to do it, okay? Because the more you wait, the more you regret not doing it in the past. When you die, you're gonna regret not starting earlier. You're gonna regret everything that you didn't do, because you're making excuses. You're too scared of, leaving the past. Because you're too scared to change. That's why the past is so scary. That's why you're scared of changing, because you're too scared to leave the past. Be that new person. Be that new improved version of yourself. You have to change. You have to grow as a person. You can't stay where you are for the rest of your life, Because God didn't put you on the earth to stay who you are, Because your mom didn't push you out of her stomach for 9 months straight through pain just to make you stay where you are. And she just won't be proud of the same person. She wants to be proud of a person who's constantly improving. And God wants to see that improvement, And He'll help you. He'll give you opportunities. But you have to stop waiting for that moment. You okay? Stop waiting for that moment where he just gives you everything, because it's not gonna happen. You have to act for it. You have to try for it. You have to do things that you truly want to do that make you happy. That's the reality of life. You're never gonna be happy if you keep following what people say. You know, you know. Do new habits. You know, stop doing scrolling. Stop doing those things in the past that you know aren't good for you. You know, like doom scrolling. You know, drinking alcohol. You know, partying too much. Like with people that you know are bad influences. You know, just grow as a person. Grow. Forget the past. Okay, it's all in the past. I know you're capable. I know you're strong of doing. I know you're strong of doing amazing things when you grow up. But I know you can. You just have to apply yourself. You have to do those things. Okay. I know it's hard. Cause I'm still trying to move on. I'm still trying to grow out my past. You know, I still miss her. You know, I'm still trying to move on from the past, trying to change and grow. And I'm doing so much better. You know, I get closer to God. You know, I've been doing things that I know that are benefiting me. You know, instead of doing things that I know aren't benefiting me. Because those are things I used to do in the past, and I'm changing. I'm changing from that person. And I'm constantly improving. You know, and I'm doing things that make me happy, that make my life meaningful to me. Instead of doing things that I would have done in the past, you know, and being the same kid that I don't want to be. I don't want to stay the same as I am right now. I know that I have potential to grow. That I can be somebody better. You know, because life doesn't stop. You know, life doesn't stop. It keeps going. Your future is your time is soon gonna come, but the only thing you can do right now is live your life right now. Get out of your bed. You know, get ready for the day, or put your phone down, go to sleep, and get ready for tomorrow. You know. But you have so little time, and no one realizes that. They're wasting it in their bed just scrolling, you know. You have to act, do what you always wanted to do. Stop being a person who just sits in their bed, you know, cries and waits for that moment, because it's not going to come. I know you can start that business, you know. I know you can start here right now. I know you can do that stuff. Just let go of your past and focus on yourself right now. Heal, detach from anything that you know isn't good for you. Because when I was dating my ex-girlfriend, right? I was so focused on her. And she wasn't good for me because I was overthinking, and I was overthinking all the time. She was lying to me, and I overthink, and she manipulated me by thinking that all her lies were true, and manipulated me. And I didn't have time for her because I was playing all my time with her. I couldn't start a business. I couldn't follow what I needed to do, and I realized this isn't the partner I want. This isn't a partner who stays in bed all day and tries to bring me down with her, you know? Because I know I'm capable of so much things, you know? I'm proud of her that she is with another boy now, but I hope that she's happy. But that's my past, you know? I can't change anything about that. I know I need to grow. I know I need to do things that I'm capable of, that even if I'm not capable of, I know I'm going to try and improve to be capable of, you know? To be that potential that I've always wanted to be. You know, because my dream is to retire my parents, but I can't do that if I keep clinging on to the past. I have to detach from the past. I have to move on. You know, I know you want to move on. I know you want to grow into this beautiful plant, this beautiful tree with a bunch of flowers, a bunch of fruit. You know, because I know you can. You just have to show it. Just let go of the past. Let go of whatever was weighing you down. You know, replace it with better things. Replace it with better things that you know will improve you. You know, let's say you play video games all the time, you know. Now take it slow by playing video games. You know, you play video games 6 hours a day. Play video games next day. 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. Keep going, you know, till you lower that rate, and where you are capable of not playing game as much, you know. And your brain can function without those video games. And now you can do things that you want to do, you know. Like just like playing piano, which is something I love to do, you know. Time for the gym, you know. Time for God, you know. But I know you can. You have to let go of the past. I know it hurts. Change is not easy, because if it was easy, you wouldn't be watching this video. You'd be moving on. You'd be so far past us. But you're not, and we're here together. And you're here, you know, trying to move on, trying to heal, trying to let go of our past. Okay? I know it's hard. Today's gonna be very hard to me. I couldn't study because I couldn't move on, but I'm going to try. I'm going to be that person, that I can be proud of later in the future. But I have to let go of what's ever dragging me down. Okay? Trust God. Let go of the past. Don't give up. Don't give up. You're not alone. Peace.